What is going on, everybody? Today we are at the Utah International Auto Expo. We're going to check out some new cars and review some of the latest models. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so here we have the all-new 2023 Civic Type R. This is long awaited, and it's a little bit different in styling compared to the outgoing generation. This is a little bit more subtle, a little bit more grown up is what a lot of people say, and I can see that because the previous Type R had a lot of fake vents and a lot of big wings, and even though this does have a big wing, it just looks a little bit more subtle, a little bit more normal compared to the current generation Civic Type R. You do have 3 exhaust ports in the back, and you have an LED running light. It does look really nice, especially in this blue color. Pricing for the Type R starts at $43,295 and competes with other hot hatches like the GR Corolla and the Volkswagen Golf R. Now, this vehicle does come with an adaptive damper system, which makes it handle a little bit better on track days. And even though horsepower figures aren't that much different than the current outgoing generation, it does handle a little bit better than the current gen. Now, all Civic Type Rs do come with Honda Sensing safety features, which is just your suite of safety features like adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, everything you expect from a modern vehicle of today's day and age. Okay, let's talk about the powertrain of this thing. You do get a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that produces 315 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. That does 0 to 60 in about 5.3 seconds. You do also get about 23.3 pounds of boost on this thing, so it's pretty impressive. And that is mated to a 6-speed manual only. So similar to the GR Corolla, you can only get this in a 6-speed, but unlike the GR Corolla, this is front-wheel drive only instead of all-wheel drive on that vehicle. So you might get a little bit of torque steer, but with a limited slip differential, you should be okay driving down the road. Fuel economy, in case you're really wondering, it's 22 in the city, 28 on the highway for a combined 24. Also similar to the GR Corolla, you do get Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires wrapped around 19-inch wheels for this vehicle, and you do get Brembo brakes on this as well. Okay, now let's jump inside, and this is where it gets a little bit interesting. So you do have a soft touch material over here, which is nice, unlike the GR Corolla, and you do have like this Alcantara suede, which feels really nice with red stitching. Take a look at these seats. These are always my favorite part of Civic Type Rs. They always have like the coolest looking seats and the thickest bolstering. I mean, take a look at that. It's way more aggressive than the GR Corolla. And jumping inside, these seats hug you in really well, definitely for some spirited driving. Now, you do get a 10.2-inch all-digital instrument gauge cluster display. That's really nice. So there's no analog display on this anymore. And then over here, you do have a 9-inch touchscreen. So both of these are the upgraded versions of what you would find in a conventional Civic. Now, this touchscreen does come with a wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, which is really nice to have. The interior is very similar to every other Civic. You do have this kind of aluminum mesh panel that looks like it's one continuous vent, but it's actually 3 vents over here. You do have your climate controls over here, which feel really good in the hands. I reviewed the same type of climate control system in the HR-V, and I was really impressed with it. Down here, you do have a wireless charger with 2 USB ports and then a 12-volt power adapter. Over here, you do have your 6-speed manual transmission, which is nice. You do have your drive modes. You have your brake hold and your parking brake, which is no longer a manual parking brake. You do have 2 cup holders over here, and you do have another suede-covered center armrest, which is really nice. Now, it's not very big, but this is a compact sedan, so you won't expect too much. Now, you do have some nice ambient lighting over here on the door panel, and the whole thing just looks very aggressive. No sunroof over here, but you know, for weight reduction, that's going to be better to not have one. On the steering wheel, you do have a little bit more of that red stitching. Along with the carpeting over here on the floor, there's definitely a red theme to it. On the right-hand side of the steering wheel, you have your cruise control functions. On the left-hand side is your volume controls and how you control the center display. Now, I briefly do want to talk about the audio system. You do get a 12-speaker audio system here in the Type R as standard. Now, let's jump in the back and show you what that looks like. This does only have seating for 4 because the center console is just 2 cup holders. And although technically somebody could sit here, there is no 5th seat belt. You do have a little bit more of that red carpeting, looks really nice. And I like the look of the back seat of the driver and passenger seat. It does say Type R on there. And for being a vehicle around $45,000, it does look really nice on the interior. It looks a little bit better than the GR Corolla, which is a little bit less expensive. This is hard touch plastic, but again, what you would expect from a compact sedan. A little bit more of that suede and Alcantara, which looks really nice. And then you do have a little bit more cup holders. So actually plenty of cup holders for a vehicle this small. Now, taking a look at the back, you do have a large hatch over here, and this is generally a larger vehicle than the GR Corolla. You do have a little bit more space. This nice all-weather floor mat over here says Type R, and then taking a look underneath the floor, there's not really any space right here for storage or anything like that. I don't believe this vehicle does come with a spare tire. Well, that finishes off a quick interior and exterior look at the all-new Civic Type R. What are your thoughts on this vehicle? I think it's definitely grown up, looks a little bit better than the previous gen, a little bit more luxurious. It looks a little bit meaner, especially in this blue color, and personally, I would probably pick this over some of the competition, but would you pick this over a GR Corolla or a Volkswagen Golf R? car? Let me know your thoughts down in the description below. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for all of the weekly car videos. Also check me out on all the social media down in the description below at Schwazy_. And until next time, everybody, I hope you stay Schwazy, stay healthy, have a wonderful day.